hope everybody's doing well. I have a TTM video today. I got 3 points in for Team 90s, and we'll get to that very shortly here. And I got some thrift pickups, and I'll explain each one of them and maybe the potential values of each one of those. First thing I want to do is get all my stuff here in a row here. So we will do the TTMs first, and then if I can get the other, there we go. Alright, so we have 3 envelopes here. One of them came from Miami, Florida. The other one came from, I'm not sure because it's all covered up by those black stamps. And then there's a third envelope that came from Atlanta, RP and DC, and I think Chris and Chris just got them. So I think that stands for Regional Postal Distribution Center. I'm not sure, but anyway. So we'll start off with this one here, and this is a set pickup. I'm sorry, pickup. Sorry. This is I'm adding it to the set, and TTM from golf legend Paul Azinger, or they call him Zinger. And he's like an announcer this year for NBC. Don't quote me on that. Well, maybe CBS maybe. So there is the Zinger. And he signed nicely in black Sharpie. Unfortunately, he could have done it a little lower and that would have been better. But, you know, some people just want to center the autograph on the card as best as they can. So there is that one there. The back, this is the 1990 set here. I am closing into, I know I have at least 50% of the set. I don't know why it's taking me so long. There are cards in that set that you will not be able to ever get. So card number 21, scratch that one off the list. If I have any duplicates, I usually get rid of them. I don't throw them away, I just throw them in a get rid of box. The next one here, I'm not sure if this one came from Miami, Florida, but we'll just shoot for this one here. And this is none other than Russ Springer. AAA on the Columbus Clippers, signed in blue Sharpie there. Very quick singer there. Quick signer. Singer, Springer, signer. So there's that one there. I think he played for the, I'm not sure who he played for. Don't quote me on that one there. I don't remember now. Maybe the Yankees. But there's the back of the card, and I want to say it's 1992. These are very, very difficult because Impel, this is a Skybox branded card on the back here, and see Skybox is on the front here. The other ones will say, I don't know, Impel on the back of it, I think, and then something else. I think it says Impel. I don't quote me on that, but it's a different company that had these before. So this is Russ Springer. So that's nice to have that one there. I know he's a good signer, but I just needed that for the team. And also, it was a card that I had. Not that I'm going to be collecting all these Skybox, but I made the mistake of collecting a whole bunch of these as a kid and then not realizing there were 2 different versions, the 91 and the 92. So I was like, whoops, I'm not going to get very far with that one. Then the last TTM we have here from one of these other places here, and it's a 2 of 2. These are both essentially Topps card, one Topps and one Bowman. This is a draft picked card here, so I don't know if it came from a draft pick set or just part of a base set, but it says rookie card on the back of it in black letters on the bottom there, rookie card. So hopefully you can see that there. And this is David Yoakum. So David Yoakum, and then it's a draft pick in silver foil right there where the light is there. And it's signed in blue Sharpie right across the Dodgers. If he had just signed right above that, that would have been perfect. But he signed right across the Dodgers. Either that was done on purpose or didn't get his pen right in the right spot there. But unfortunately, there is that one there. And that one came out perfect. The one that came out smeared a little bit here, and I can actually fix that if I'm very careful. Get rid of the largest part of the smeared spot there. These Bowman cards always have smashed corners, almost always. So I don't know what it is with Bowman, but their cards just always get ruined there. And 1996, that's his first Bowman card there. Try to get that in better frame there. The first Bowman card, and this is 1996 Bowman, and this is for the set, so I will have 269. Some of these guys are much cheaper than getting getting TTM than purchasing on eBay. I want to say that I've seen this card around the $5 benchmark, somewhere in that range. Not a set that you find very commonly autographed. So those are the points and the TTMs there. Now we'll get into the pickups, and we'll get into the pickups of the thrift store. We picked up here very quickly here a Beverly Hills 90210 card, and you're like, what in the world? Why are you going so far off the spectrum for that one there? Well, years ago I tried building the set. I kept on getting duplicates, never found them. Then I had a drought finding the cards. Then I got rid of them. Then I found a whole bunch at the Goodwill bin store. So I thought I might as well try to rebuild the set. So I've been putting together through Burbank Sports Cards and COMC. It's costing more than buying the entire set. I don't know, it's about 25 bucks people are asking, sometimes 50, and it's just ridiculous for a very, very common set here. But I just picked up card number 20, and 20 is missing. I want to go back to card number 20. So there's 2019, so I believe that's card number 20. I was marked down all the prices that COMC had them, and then always wait for those to go on sale. But I needed this card, and also it is a buyback card. So if you don't know what a buyback is, Topps basically acquired somehow a bunch of old vintage cards from the 50s on up to the 90s or so, and they basically reinserted them in packs and said, here's a buyback, and we stamped a foil logo on it. So this is a 1991, 90 or 91 Beverly Hills 90210 trading card that came from a pack, and we've reinserted it in there with a 75th anniversary logo right in the corner there. It's really hard to see there, but trust me, so it's a special card. This one is one of the cheapest buybacks on eBay for $6. They usually start at $10 and go on up, and it was free shipping, so it was $6 free $5.99 free shipping. Then we picked up a VCR tape at the Goodwill bins, and they usually, this one feels a little on the lighter side, but they usually weigh at least $1. So they cost you about $1 for the tapes there, maybe more. And sometimes the heavier ones cost almost $2. It's ridiculous for a VCR tape because I'm used to paying 50 cents, 25 cents, 50 cents for them. And I paid almost exactly what this is going for on eBay. $1.99 is what the people try to get out of it, or more. It's Christmas time again, Charlie Brown, the Peanut Special. I'm not sure that this came out on DVD, but there is this one here. It didn't cost very much. It's a very, very clean copy, so I don't think anybody ever really played it much. It has been watched because it's in the middle somewhere. But this was an ex-library copy, but for ex-library it is mint condition, except for a couple of scuffs down here, and there's some residue, a sticker right there, which I cleaned off there, and then there's another sticker residue, Once I get those cleaned off, there might be a little bubbling right there, but it should be just about mint, and no one would ever know it was ex-library. And there was a sticker right on the label here. The unfortunate thing about one of the local libraries here is this came from, I believe, from the Salem Public Library, and that particular library has now decided that no more Sundays. Sundays are great because you go to the library, find a parking spot, and not have to worry about paying for parking because they're all metered parking, unfortunately. And so they had a nice little store there, and so even if I wanted to go, I'd have to go on a weekday or a Saturday. Well, Saturdays are very crowded, and it's going to crowd things even further, and there are those people that won't be able to get to the library because they like to go on the free parking day. And then their little store was open, and you could get all kinds of stuff that, you know, for a fraction of the cost if you had to buy it elsewhere. I want to say 2 more items here, and then we're done. Picked this up here. This has a little bit of value, but I haven't seen anybody buying this particular copy of it. But it has the nicest copy. People look like they want the 1800s copy, not the 1905 copy. But this is Scientific American Reference Book. And if you just saw this in person, it just looks like a really cool book that you could put on a shelf. If you had like one of those kind of little standalone shelves, kind of like a dark little you know, cherry wood shelf or whatever it was, and set that off to the side and have this just sitting there kind of like a prominent thing. Just has a really neat look about it. And it is dated 1905, well 1904 and 1905. There's 2 dates in the book here. And then there's all kinds of, you know, graphs and reference material. There's flags and different types of, I wonder what that is. I'm not sure. Those are naval flags, I think. There's some advertising in the back. The Harrington King Perforating Company. Perforated metals. That's pretty neat there. That's really cool. And so there is that one. And then we'll just show you maybe a couple other pictures in the book. I had some that opened up to earlier, but it's not like they wanted to open up to the same pages. There's pictures of stoves. There's more flags. There's like comparisons of trains in here of different sizes. So it's a really cool book, and it cost me $2.79. And unfortunately, I wouldn't. You know, it's not something that anybody's really looking for. The last thing I wanted to share with you is some records. I'll get those done very quickly here. One of them, unfortunately, ended up broken. and it's always a sad day. And this is a rare record. It has a lot of value as a set. If it's part of a set, I don't know what the value is. If the record is split and broken like this is right here, hope we can see that there. It's sad because this is American Top 40. If anybody knows anything about records, finding on-air records are not very common, and finding them in good condition is not very common. But these were used only one time. Even if I glued that together in perfect spot, it would still have a skip there, and I don't want to risk my damaging anything with that there, and I wouldn't even know how you would glue that without getting any glue into the grooves there. But this was American Top 40 with Casey Kasem. I didn't know it was broken when I grabbed it, but I will put that with the set there, do some information and figure out what songs were on there. But it says, see other side for program, number, and chart date. Commercials included, ABC Contemporary Radio Network, and this is from 1984. And I have one that does play, and they came in plastic slip, which I happen to have right here. This is the plastic slip, so there's that one there. And people look at me like I'm an idiot for buying them because they look like part of a Reader's Digest type set or some sort of kind of like a golden oldies type set, and that's not what they are. So, you know, look these things up on eBay. They're $80 to $100 per set, you know, or more in some cases, depending on what's on them. This one had Rick Springfield, I can't remember, You Gotta Love Somebody? I don't know what the title is. And then it had like John Cougar Mellencamp. It had Denise Williams, Let's Hear It for the Boy. It had Rockwell, Somebody's Watching Me. All kinds of good stuff on there. I knew almost every song that was on there. And these were not the top songs of that particular week or whatever it was. And this is for, it will say on here, let's see, it says, I'm sorry, my finger's on there, but I'm not worried about that. Program number 842, chart date 4/21/84. These are very sought after because people are looking for certain ones. And again, you don't see those often, but you will find them on eBay close to that $100 benchmark. And there's a couple other records that are not $100. People were wondering why I grabbed them. They were saying they're not in good condition. Why should I even bother buying them? That's what you get all the time. And maybe they're secretly wanting to look at it to see if they want to buy it, and they can look it up on their phone. I don't look up anything on my phone because it's not worth my time, and it's not something I can easily do or I know how to do. But this is Get Your Yayas Out, Rolling Stones in Concert. I mean, for $1.29, am I going to really complain about a copy of Rolling Stones? There's a guy that has a swap meet, sets up at a swap meet every week, and he would have easily sold this for $5 to $10. So I don't feel sorry for anybody, you know, condition otherwise. And then there's the back of it. I already have a copy of this, but I have the UK release that, or the international release that has the shiny cover. The import is what I want to say. So there's that one there, and I'll show you the record here. Somebody thought it was in terrible condition. I said, well, you know what? So are the Rolling Stones, but they're still alive. So, I mean, what can you do? You know, you get jerks everywhere. Anyway, this is London Stereophonic, Get Your Yayas Out. I can't find anything wrong with it other than a little bit of dirt right there, and that'll clean off super easy. I mean, that was just flaking off into my fingers there. I mean, it's almost all, I've got it almost halfway gone. So I'm not going to complain about a record that's in really amazing condition. You know, again, if you are from the 70s or before, you're not mint. You know what I mean? It's just really ridiculous how some people have to have everything just so. But then they don't want to shop at a proper store. The Goodwill Bins is not a proper store. Things get thrown around broken. I see people ripping pictures out of books and they just buy that one picture. And then somebody ends up with a book without a picture. And the last one here was in mint condition on the inside. This has been remaindered 3 or 4 times. This is end over end. I had to do it this way so you can see that. And Scenes from a New World. I don't know anything about them, but they were listed as like alternative rock on the internet. And they're from Dallas, Texas, I think is what it was. At least it was, the booking and management was in Dallas, Texas. Yeah, Dallas, Texas right there. And it's all Dallas, Texas. 1986, 87. Somebody said 1987, but it says 1986 on the back of it. It's actually halfway decent. I listened to the first 2 songs or whatever. That's pretty good there. I don't know. It's got Tench Cox, Kevin Moore, David Mabry, and Bob Scanlon. Is a sound technician. And I don't know if it's a theater gallery there, but anyway, this is interesting because this is every color and it's done with a U. So I was like, that's interesting. Why do they do color with a U? Maybe somebody who produced it was from England or or Canada, I have no idea, but I figured, you know what, that's one you don't see very often, even though it's only discogging for like 11 bucks, and mainly because no one's looking for that. So that is what I have for today. Really pretty good pickups, nice stuff for the mail, additions to my sets, autographs, otherwise. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for watching.